Understanding money. It's all about the money.
Good morning, hello world. And joining me live. Joining me live via satellite is my sister-in-law business partner, Lynda V. Harris. Lynda, you there? Did we get her? We got Lynda? Lynda, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you live.
How many times are you going to say the man? Can we just agree to say 12:10 a.m.? I think that's what I'm going to do in the future because I'm not the man. I am the woman. So can we just say 12:10 a.m.? Is that okay?
So you want to be the protagonist on this show, huh? You want to?
No,
is that what we're saying? You're gonna? That's our word today, the protagonist. So you.
That's the word of the day.
Yeah. So you calling in. You are the protagonist of the show today, huh? Isn't that something?
I
Calling
had
the
no
shots.
idea that was the word of the day.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a meeting about that later on, okay?
Yeah. I told you it's all about the money, honey. Money changes things. You know what I mean? Boy, money changes things in this world. Don't you know we're in America? You know, we're not in England. You know, this ain't no, kinship. No, this is money.
It's all about the money.
Right.
Robert, I am on my way to Fort Myers, Florida, where we have a project there. I'm in the car driving with the developer and our associate that's going to be responsible for the lease up. And we're grinding. We're going to the Laurence Dunbar cultural tour. That's one of the stops is the McCullum Hall building that we're refurbishing. Do you know who Laurence Dunbar is?
Was he the guy that developed tea?
Developed what?
Tea, drinking tea.
Tea? No.
Oh, okay. Well, you asked me. I thought that was the guy.
Laurence Dunbar was the first black poet laureate for the president. I forget which president in America, and his poems are legendary. He was a famous poet, and there's a community in Fort Myers, the Dunbar community, and named after him. So it's a very significant building. It's located on the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So there's just a lot of history going on in Fort Myers, and we're very happy to be a part of it.
You sure that's not the guy that developed that tea for helping your hair grow?
No, I'm sure Laurence Dunbar did not discover tea.
Okay.
He was a poet. Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to know it's the same one, you know. So how long are you going to be out there? You're going to be out there for the whole day, over the weekend? What? Because you are the protagonist in terms of that real estate and developing, because you've been out of the office, boy. I tell you, you've been doing it. You and the developer, y'all been all over the state, man. I tell you, talking about rich. And I know if you out of the office, it's got to be about money. You're like, Robert, you handle that over there. I got it over here. So I got you. You're not even in the radio stuff. You didn't even come to the station today. Wasn't you there yesterday and the day before? You all over the place. Jacksonville. Oh, my goodness.
You got to get it. You know, when the opportunity comes up, people think it's easy. They look around and see buildings done, or they look around and see people, oh, she did this, she did that, but they don't see the work involved in the backstory, in the back office. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of ups, down, ins, out, pulling rabbits out of hats. You get inflated, deflated. It's a lot going on, and yes, I am doing it.
And
Absolutely.
Listen, Lynda, you make it seem so easy. You walk around, with your fuchsia shoes on, your red bottom shoes, and your bling and blinged out. It doesn't look easy. I mean, come on, you make it seem like it's easy. So that's your fault.
I look good while doing it, and that's never going to change.
Maybe you ought to walk around with a construction hat on then.
Well, even that will have rhinestones on it, so
I'm pretty sure.
I'm getting a construction hat with rhinestones. But it is work, Robert, but I tell you, I cannot wait to see the end result. I am so close. I will have a blinged out construction hat like I talked about last week. And just doing what I do for the community, just creating a building. You built before. You built a 14-unit off Las Olas. Didn't that give you a sense of pride? And I did that. Didn't that just make you swell up?
Yeah, but not as much as running that 26-mile marathon you talked me into running. Never do that again. 26 miles. I must have been some kind of Bobo the Clown. I must have been a... Boy, you talked me into running a 26-mile marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, can y'all... Lynda V. Harris, she talking about developing a 14-unit building that I built in Las Olas, right off Las Olas Boulevard. That was nothing compared to running 26 miles. Everything hurt. I talked to Jesus, God, everybody. I talked to Allah, Buddha. I talked to everybody. And that was a lonely feat there. But anyway, yes. Okay. Hey, Lynda, all this development that you heading up and being the procrastinist, the protagonist over, just make sure you spell my name right, okay? Put Junior on the end.
Yes, sir. I will put Junior on the end, Robert.
All right. You going to hang in with it? Because we got a great show lined up today. You going to be able to talk?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as you can hear me. And again, we're on I-75, so the signal may die, but I'm here as long as we have a signal.
Okay, so you're not driving, right? The developers is driving?
Correct. I'm not driving.
Okay, we don't want to say the developer's name because the guy's just so good. We don't want everybody to start calling him up and get him off our case, right?
Right, and he can't do our project.
That's right. So we'll tell y'all about the developer who's a super developer. We'll tell y'all about it. We'll announce on the radio after we're done.
Right.
Yeah, we want y'all to cut in front of us. Y'all may sound better, look better, might have more money. And you know how money talks.
Exactly.
He may say,
it's all about the money.
That's right. He may say, Robert, Lynda, who? So we'll wait till he complete our stuff and help us with us, and then we'll put y'all on the game. All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining me for the first time, this is Robert Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner, certified tax coach, president of the Henderson Financial Group in Miami Lakes, Florida. I've been in business for over 37 years. Lynda V. Harris, my wife, little sister, she also is a financial planner, stockbroker, a real estate broker, also an insurance advisor. And she's the vice president of the Henderson Financial Group. I've been married to her sister for 32 years. So that's how she's got to tag along with me and learn a whole lot and really helped her life. Really improved.
That's true.
Improved her life, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. I'm going to, absolutely, 100%.
That's right. If I wasn't around, I don't know who else you'll be hanging around. Let me stop. Okay, so we got the great show lined up for today. You know, I want to talk about, first of all, you know, Lynda and I, matter of fact, my whole office, we become specialists. We have become specialists in the FERS, the Federal Employees Pension Plan Retirement Services. Yes, so anyone who's listening to us, now you have someone you can go to, a direct source. We know your handbook. We know what you don't know. I tell you, and it was a bear. And we still studying every day because the laws are changing. If you are a federal employee, if you work for the post office, if you work for the VA hospital, if you're an FBI agent, if you're an air traffic controller, if you're a police officer, if you're a federal firefighter, call us because your open enrollment starts November 15th. That's for the health part, okay? But we learned so much about your civil service benefits. We know so much now about your FERS, your retirement, when the best time to retire, how to get you double the money. It is incredible how much you don't know that we know because we went behind closed doors and for months and months and months, we dissected every inch of your retirement plans. What you can do, the insurance part, the pension part, the Social Security benefits. It is incredible. Thank God that we're here for you. So call us at our office number, 305-825-1444. I'm going to say that number again. Area code is 305-825-1444. We are your federal employee benefits specialists. Don't forget now, because open enrollment, like I said, is starting on November 15th. Also, you listeners who are 65 or turning 65 years old or older, you got to call the Henderson Financial Group also because we're specialists. Antonio leads that up. He's a protagonist in the office in terms of the Medicare. He's a Medicare too, but he's a Medicaid specialist. That's Antonio Woodbury at the Henderson Financial Group. Call us on Monday. We'll help you. 305-825-1444. Had to get those commercials out of the way, okay?
Absolutely. And federal employees include Department of Forestry, the Veterans Administration, VA Hospital, of course, the federal prison. What else? Department of Agriculture. There's a long branch of federal employees. And very often people say federal, there's always been a conversation, Robert, of who has the best benefits, state, federal, or county employees. And, of course, we work with them all. If I had to just, based on my experience, I'd say those firefighters, they minimum retire with a minimum of $1 million plus. But the point is, it's not what you retire with, it's what you do with it. So a lot of federal employees, again, the conversation has been their benefits aren't as lucrative. Their lobbyists isn't as, boastful and successful and ambitious as other lobbyists. But federal employees, if you go to the right person, the right firm, you guys really can turn that career, that federal government career, into a very comfortable retirement. But you have to go to the right person.
Let me tell you, and Lynda, you're spot on. You're spot on. But let me tell you something. I mean, even though you said state and federal, let me tell you something. The federal employees, Lynda, get this. Mm-hmm. They not only get a pension, but they also get something like a 401k too. In other words, they get a pension, guaranteed before they got to bed amount, showing up in their bank account every month. They get a pension, and they get TSP, and they get Social Security.
Yeah, that doesn't happen with the other entities.
No.
They don't give you pensions, yeah.
No.
So that's one of the good parts of being a long-term federal employee. Maybe if I get married again, I'll find somebody that works for the federal government, huh?
Oh, Army man or Army? That's military too.
No, I don't want military.
What about Navy? What about Marine?
No.
Why?
No. Oh,
shell shock?
No.
Shell shock? You scared of me be shell shock? Post
That's not stigmatized. We're not going to do that. But no, I wouldn't get an armed forces. It'd be a good old forest ranger.
A lot of benefits, Lynda. Not only they get a pension,
right.
they get a pension, they get that drop, they get that TSP, and they get Social Security. They have their cake and eat it too. But a lot of them don't know how to put it together. That's why we became specialists. And we were asked to become specialists in our area. Matter of fact, we're all over the whole state of Florida and also now in Georgia doing the federal employees benefit strategies. So call our office on Mondays. You work for the post office, if you work for federal government, any branch.
Yeah.
305-825-1444. Let me say it again. 305-825-1444. Lynda, today's show, I want to talk about creating your own family bank.
Okay.
That's what I want to talk. What do you think? Think it's a good topic to bring people in on it?
I think it's an excellent topic. Creating your own family bank. Most people think you're talking about a brick and mortar bank, so I think that's a great topic. Yes,
and when you create your own family bank, it's not like you got to go through the government, all the regulations and all this and that and that. No. We can show you how to create it yourself. But before we talk about creating your family bank, I want to talk to you about just a regular bank that we all have been programmed to take and put our money there as for safe house and safekeeping. When you put your money in a bank, the only reason why you put your money in a bank because you want to make sure that it's there. You want to make sure it's safe and sound. You don't want anybody breaking in your house or a fire happening. You want to you want to have your account somewhere where you can actually know for sure that the money's there, even though it's only insured, FDIC for $250,000. And some of y'all have more than that in the bank. But mainly, we've been indoctrinated and taught and cultural to save money in banks. But really, in a real sense, we've been programmed to think that we're saving. Actually, we're lending our money to the bank. And when you think about it, Lynda, if you really think about it, if you think outside the box, anytime you lending your money to a bank, you put in $100,000 and they give you $10 for the whole 12 months, you ought to be saying to yourself, it's got to be something better than this. But most people don't because we just been indoctrinated. It's just a way of life. We just accepted it, and that's how the banks just says, "Wow, the people just do it. We don't know why they do it." It's kind of like when you come out at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock now, when you every day the expressways, the highways, everybody just pack on the highways and just flood it up. You know what I mean? They just get on the highways and just don't drive. They act like little ants with syrup or something. They just don't want to drive. And I'm there saying, please just go forward and drive. Do you want to go home? The whole time I'm in the car, right? Talking. What's wrong with y'all? I got to go somewhere.
Well, banks, Robert, are people like the idea of a beautiful building with marble floors, usually the floor-to-ceiling glass so they can see inside. The people, if you have enough money, they know your name. If you don't have enough money, they know your number. And you walk in, and we just like going, getting a statement, visiting our money. It's a place to visit your money.
Yeah.
And so you're right. We are just programmed to just think that's the only way, only place, the only way to put your money in the bank as opposed to your own family bank. It's something about the marble floors, I think, that get people.
Well, I'm gonna go more into it because we're gonna have you listeners look at yourself outside yourself. We gotta take a station break. We come back. We're gonna look at this from a whole different point of view and how banks make money, what they do, and then show you how you can mimic them and do the same thing also without having to go through all the paperwork and the government regulations. You're listening to Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, and my business partner, colleague, co-host Lynda V. Harris, who's also the vice president of the Henderson Financial Group. Stay tuned, stick and stay. Don't go away. Man, I'm telling you, maybe it's that cinnamon gum I was chewing this morning. Somebody talked me into chewing some cinnamon gum, saying that it's good for my blood. And now it's got me double talking. I never knew cinnamon could do that to you in the morning. Maybe I should have had an avocado, huh? We'll be right back after the station break. We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful station of 12:10 a.m. The man, and now we have the woman. Well, we have the woman. Give me a time. We get the man, and also Lynda is the woman of today's show.
You.
Is that okay?
Yes. That's okay.
Man, you about busting out the seams, huh? You couldn't even let me get it out. The man and also the woman, Lynda V. Harris, my sister-in-law, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's go over this whole strategy. Let's just talk about, because I want you all to, a lot of us have drank the Kool-Aid for a very long time, from cradle to the grave. And we just think that this, just like breathing, take your money to the bank. Banks make a lot of money. And banks take deposits and they lend your money to people who don't need money, who have good credit, who have more money. Banks, when you put your money in the bank don't lend it to you if you don't have no money, especially church. Like a lot of black churches put a lot on Sunday. Man, millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars goes into the bank on Monday from black churches. And they can't get a dime out of a bank. They have to scream and holler and risk, and they have millions and billions of dollars in the bank. See, banks take your money, Lynda, and they leverage it 10 times. What I mean by leverage? What I mean by leverage is, if you put $1,000 in your bank, I don't care if it's Wells Fargo, SunTrust, or Chase, or Bank of America, anyone, even a credit union. Today, if you deposit your $1,000, the next day, the banking rules let them lend out $10,000. Even though they don't have $10,000, you only put in $1,000. But off your money, they can boomerang and spring it and stretch it and make it 10. If you put in $10,000, then all of a sudden they can lend out $100,000. If you put in $100,000, now they can lend out $1 million. It's called fiat. It's not even real money. It's just paper. If you tell me to stand up right now and empty my pockets, I don't have any greenbacks dollars or in my paper dollars in my pocket. You see credit cards or debit cards. You got Cash App. You got Zelle, you got electronic wires, you got ACHs. I mean, a lot of people not carrying cash anymore, and soon it's going to be extinct. They're getting rid of it. It's just too cumbersome. It's dirty. As long as you just say, hey, I'm good for it, it's IOUs. So banks leverage your money. Most people didn't know that, Lynda. You walk in there like you George Jefferson or somebody, and you say, hey, Here you come, like you said, Lynda, with those marble floors and the bank looking good and smelling good and the air conditioning. As soon as you come in, they say hello and greetings or whatever, right? Don't they say something? Some of them do, some of them don't.
Right.
But you think you big Willie, you walk in there and you look at the girl or look at the boy and you just want to see their reaction because you got, $300,000 in the bank earning nothing. $300,000, that means all they're going to pay you for the whole entire year is $30. Now, how smart can you be to have piles of money in the bank and they're giving you nothing? Think about that.
Well, it gives people a sense of comfort. It gives them a place to go visit the money. It gives them, you're able to. I remember I was dating a guy, Robert, and he used to purposely leave his bank statement lying on the counter so I can see the balance. So, it gives you bragging rights. You beat your chest, especially men. But as you said, how smart can you be?
Think about this. But we've been programmed to think that, they all on the internet, saying how much money they got in the bank, showing the bank statements, Next time you see somebody that's showing a bank statement, they got a lot of money in the bank, there goes a fool. He don't understand money. He really don't understand the way money work. Or she don't understand the way money work. Because these women, they doing it. Y'all doing it. Lynda, you're a pragmatist.
Yes, we are.
Matter of fact, since you're doing it so much and you are a pragmatist, let's let that be the word of the day. That is the word of the day, pragmatist. Let me spell that for you all. P as in Paul, R as in Robert, O as in ocean, T as in Tom, A as in Alpha, G as in George, O as in ocean, N as in Nancy, I as in Idaho, S as in son, and T as in Tom. Protagonist. That's a principal. That's a leading role person. That's someone who takes the lead. That's someone who is considered a very, very intricate part of something that's going on. That's who Lynda V. Harris is, a protagonist.
I am, Robert. I'm going to own that. I am.
You really are? Go ahead, girl.
Yes. Someone who takes the lead, someone who's an integral part of the process, a leader. That's not a bad word.
Fearless?
What?
Fearless?
Fearless, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. That's a good word. I like it.
I figured you would like that. I figured you would like that. But that is a good word, protagonist. So I segue into that because we're talking about, men or women who like to brag about how much money they have, in the bank, but really, but that's not a good thing. So think about this. We have all bought into putting your money in the bank. When you get ready to take your money out, first of all, they stretch your money and make more money. So if you put in $10,000, Lynda, they have $100,000 to invest, to lend out. And off your $10,000, they're going to lend the next person that's coming through the door. They're going to lend them $10,000 and charge them 28%. The next person, they're going to charge them 15% interest. The next person, they're going to charge them 10% interest. The next person, they're going to charge them 29%. So they got 9 more people to charge just off of your deposit, your anchor. And that's how banks and credit unions make money. They lend out money. Now, and banks use the money that you deposit 10 times. They stretch it 10 times. They put a cut on it 10 times, Lynda. That's why they make so much money.
They step on it 10 times.
They step on it 10 times at the street. People in the street, y'all know what I'm talking about. They step on it 10 times. Now, the average person using money one time.
Right.
You get a paycheck or, you get money and then you spend it. It's gone. Well, when you create your own bank, and I'm going to show you how to create your own bank, you put your money into your savings account. It's a savings account that we help you create. An investment savings account that we help you create. No, you don't need no credit check. No, you don't need no credit check. You don't need no paperwork. You ain't got to go to the IRS. You ain't got to go to the federal government. You ain't got to pay a lot of money. We help you create your own family bank. Now, how it works is when you put money in this bank, the more money you put in this bank, the more money you could take out the bank. So if you put in $10,000, let's say if you You put in $10,000, and all of a sudden you need $9,000. And you have to say, oh, instead of just coming back and withdrawing it out, you leave the $10,000 in your family bank. And if you need $9,000, let's say 3 days later, you can borrow from yourself $9,000 and go pay a bill off. Go buy something. Get rid of the credit cards. But your $10,000 is still in your family bank earning interest. Shaka Zulu,
Right.
boy, I wish we had a drum roll on that. That's some good stuff, right?
No, that's excellent stuff. And as I'm out here in this development world where there's millions of dollars floating around, that's a tool that's very useful.
Yes.
Very, very useful. Yeah, yeah.
So
you-
the ideal is to mimic and act like a bank. How to use your money at least twice. And when you get so good, Lynda, you start using it 3 times without actually spending your money. You're using your money
Right.
as leverage, kind of like how the banks do. When you put your $10,000 or $5,000 or $1,000 in the bank stretches it and makes more money off of it. So there's a strategy, ladies and gentlemen, that we at the Henderson Financial Group can show you how to create your own family bank where you save. Now, let me tell you something. Just like a regular bank, banks don't make money when you put money in the bank and then take it out the next day, all of it, just withdraw it. They can't leverage it because they need your money as the anchor so they can lend other people money off your money 10 times. So if we help you create your bank, you can't put $10,000 or $5,000 or $3,000 in and then next month come take it out. No, we're going to show you how to put it in and borrow from yourself. And when you borrow from yourself, it's not considered a withdrawal. Your money is still in your family bank, earning compound interest. And when you do take it out, you never pay taxes. Boy, is that some Shaka Zulu stuff?
Is it the principle is also
Protected.
it remains the same. It's protected. It stays the same.
Guaranteed.
That's very important to know. Right. The principle is guaranteed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I personally have a client that wants to purchase a home, and she's sitting on cash, and she's asking whether she should just use her cash and just put down on it or create a family bank. So we definitely will be speaking with her.
Yes. I had a firefighter that came in this week, and he said he got a good deal on a condo right next to Sawgrass Mall.
Okay.
And he said he's getting it at a half price, a deal, because someone died and he's getting ready to pick it up. And he wanted to actually use all his money to pay for it cash. And I said, if you use all your money to pay for it cash, you may have a condo, but now you don't have no more money. You're not using that money twice. You're using it one time. I said, now, although I know that's your culture, and we've been programmed to, Dave Ramsey and Susie Orm, and they tell us, just pay it off. But think about it. When you pay it off, you have no more money. You need some money to fight with. You always got to have some muscle. Money rules the world. I mean, Lynda, just like on this show here, you wanted to not say the man, you wanted to say the woman. I told you that takes money. That takes money, and money rules the world, girl. You know that. Ask that developer there next to you. He'll tell you. You need some money. You can look all good. Look, I don't know. Sometimes you can trade looking good with money. I don't know. Let me not go there. But yeah.
Please don't.
Compensation. Got to be some form of compensation. Put it like that. But let me not digress. Okay. All right. So
Thank you.
So I told the guy, I said, listen, if you take your cash and buy the condo, you don't have the cash. You can't use it no more. What you got to do is put that money in the family bank and then borrow it out and buy the condo. And your money in the family bank is still there like you never took it out. On the ledger, it's going to say you still have that money in the bank, in your family bank, and you control it. And when you borrow it out tax-free. You don't pay nobody taxes.
Right.
We got to take a station break. It's time for a break? Okay, we got to take a station break. We'll be right back after this. We're going to tell you more about this family bank. Y'all ears ought to be just burning. Y'all, call. Y'all got to want some more. Let me call in and see if y'all hear me. Did y'all hear me right? 786-633-5927. 786-633-5927. We'll be right back after the station break. Don't you go away. We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. Joining me live here is my sister-in-law via satellite, Lynda V. Harris. We were talking about creating your own bank. Lynda, you still with us?
Absolutely. Signal is strong.
Yes, it is. So creating your own bank, and we were paralleling and comparing it to how banks make money. Banks make money by leveraging and using the money 10 times. And I'm just trying to wake a lot of people up and say, you guys got to start using your money at least 2 times. And then we'll show you later on how to use it 3 and 4 and 5 times, how you leverage. That's how the rich get richer. They call it OPM, others people's money, OPM, other people's money.
Let's do this. Let's give out the phone number, Robert, and let's do a role play, because I hear people asking questions, but they may be too shy to call in. So I'm going to pretend to be the client, the smart client, and you play your role, as you always do, of the CFP. Can we do that?
Yes.
I think that'll clear up a lot of things.
Well, let's give
out the phone number, okay?
786-633-5927. That's the number here in the studio if you want to call in and chime in. Let me give that number out again. 786-633-5927. Call in, and if you got questions or comment, and let us know what you think about this, creating your own family bank. We'll show you how to create it. Doesn't take long. And you can start out.
I think a lot of people, again, when you've never heard of it, you just think, oh, it's another something that's either too much for me or I don't understand, because people don't fool with what they fear. You know what I mean? If they never heard about it, they think it doesn't exist. They think it's just a gimmick. But what they don't know very often can and does cost them money. So I am the client, and I'm walking in your office, and I'm ready to retire, and I've always wanted to just buy investment property because I want to leave something behind for the grandkids. I'm going to skip the kids because they're not doing anything. But my grandkids have potential.
Okay.
So I have this drop money, and I want to buy real estate. And I want to leave a legacy. Now, what I'm asking you to do, because we're also realtors, is to find me the property, and I want to pay for it cash, and I want to be able to leave it to my grandkids with all its potential. Your advice would be, as far as your family base, what would it be?
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you, Lynda, me being a certified financial planner and also a real estate broker, I'm going to ask you, why do you want to pay it cash? What did you get that from? Why do you want to pay it cash? I just want to ask you, and I want to hear your answer.
Well, I just don't want to leave my grandkids any debt, Mr. Henderson. And I just, I have this money, and I want to put it somewhere. And this way they'll always have somewhere to live. And I just want to leave them debt free.
Well, how much you think this property that you want to purchase, give me a ballpark figure, how much you think it's going to cost you that you want to pay cash?
$350,000.
$350,000, right?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of just paying $350,000, because when you pay $350,000, you sentimental reason you feel good, you don't owe anybody, but that's $350,000 that's not going to ever earn any interest. The money not going to grow. In other words, when you
but Mr. Henderson, the property going to appreciate. What do you mean the money not going to grow?
Okay, but listen. The property appreciate based on appraised value. It doesn't. Right. So if the house is appraised at $350,000, properties appreciate based on the appraised value. In other words, if you buy the house for $350,000, whether you pay cash for it or you finance it up to the hilt, if you put $5,000 down and you owe $345,000. At the end of the year, when it appreciates, it's still going to appreciate the same. $350,000 property appreciate 10%. Whether you got a mortgage on it or not, that's $35,000. So property don't appreciate based on how much equity you have. That equity, when you pay cash for it, you might as well throw it in the dirt or in the canal, because it never will see the light of day anymore. I mean, you can't get at it. Especially you're going to be retiring. That money is locked up in the garbage. That money is not even earning that money ain't earning a cent, not even half a cent. You're making more money in the bank rather than paying a property cash, Because when you pay it cash, you don't have the money no more. You might as well just say you threw it away. Sentimentally, you can feel good because you've been conditioned to pay cash, but that's not the best use of your money. Okay, so
Mr. Henderson, and it's a duplex, and my grandkid's going to live on one side, and the other side going to be, he can rent it out for $1,500 a month. So it's earning something. That $350,000.
Okay, so instead, if you paid half of it down, you still have the duplex. In other words, you put $175,000 down, 50% of the money, the cost. Then you can take the other $175,000 and go buy another duplex. Instead of paying $350 cash, why don't you put one down for $175,000, then take the other $175,000 and buy two of them. Now you're gonna get two tax deductions. Now you're gonna get two cash flows, two duplexes, and your worth is more, and you just doubled your net worth.
Okay.
That's what So if you tell me that without even the family bank, without even using the family bank, I'll tell you how to do that. But if you wanted to use the family bank, then I will tell you to take the $350,000, put it in your family bank. That $350,000 will go into your family bank where it's earning at least 4.5% interest, tax free, okay?
Okay.
And then you can take and borrow out $300,000. And when you borrow out $300,000, you can take $150 and buy one duplex down, and you can take the other $150 and buy the other duplex down. Now you use your money 3 times because now the $350,000 is in your family bank. It ain't gone. Money never sleeps. You're going to be making compound interest on that. On the ledger, it's going to say $350,000 in Lynda V. Harris Family Bank. And then you're going to borrow out $300,000. You're going to use your $350,000 as collateral because you got $350,000 in your family bank. So then you're going to borrow $300,000 of that, and you're going to take and buy 2 duplexes. You're going to put $150 for one down and the down payment of $150 on the other one. And now you got you put a step, what they call it, you stepped on it 3 times. you leveraged it 3 times. You use your money 3 times like the bank do.
But Mr. Henderson, when you use that word borrow, the first thing that comes to my mind is I have to pay it back. I have to pay myself back monthly payments because you use the word borrow. Do I have to pay it back?
No, you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay it back.
Your family bank is earning interest, is sitting there.
Yeah, you don't have to pay it back, but I would want you to pay it back to yourself. Because since you borrow from yourself, I would want you to pay it back because when you pay it back, now you're putting even more money into your family bank. So when you pay it back, you're going to even have more money to leverage. And that's how your bank gets stronger and stronger and stronger. But you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay it back.
It makes sense to use some of that rental money and put it back into the investment, i.e. your family bank, because that's how you can create more leverage.
Yes. Because reason why I say you don't have to pay it back, because when you put the money in your family bank, I'm going to put I'm going to guarantee the money with an insurance policy. So if you drop dead, all of it's paid off. If you go to heaven, that's what I'll do. I'm going to wrap it with an insurance policy just in case you don't pay it back and you die. It'll be paid back automatically. Kind of like how we do reverse mortgages. When the person do a reverse mortgage, they take the money out. And if they die and don't pay it back, we put an insurance policy on that person. So if the person died, and they didn't pay the money back to reverse mortgage, it comes back as an insurance policy and it pays off the creditors. You follow me?
So my grandkids can get a free and clear property when I go to the pearly gates.
Yes, they can, because we'll back it up insurance, and one day we all gonna die. That's one thing. We call this plan also a self-completing plan, because I haven't figured out how any of us gonna get off this planet alive. It's called self-completing plan also. That's another word for it, because all of us got to go to the pearly gates, right?
So, Mr. Henderson, my family bank, is it a bank? When I think of the word bank, I think of those marble floors.
No. Now they have, different types. See, a bank is really a place where you actually have money and it's safe. Doesn't have to be brick and mortar. It could be internet. It could be an account. We call it, it's a
Okay.
certain account that we set up, and it's called your family bank because the rules and the regs are different from just a regular bank. You don't need to get government approval. You know, we just have to ask you some questions. You got to be able to put money in it. Now, when you create a family bank, now you can't see banks, just regular banks. They don't make money when you put $1,000 in the bank and next day come out and take out $1,000. They like depositors. They're like people
I
who
know.
they're like people who
That's why you
deposit.
don't find certain banks in certain areas, and we have to fight with them to, come open up a branch in certain areas. And the response is, I can't make any money. They go deposit $100 and take out $95 the next day, just like why you don't find Publix in certain areas. They need to be able to make money, and I'm not saying it's right, but to your point, banks don't make money when you don't leave deposits there.
Right. So if you're running your own family bank, you can't make no money if you don't put deposit in your bank. If you put money in your family bank and the next day you taking it out, how you gonna make money? You just like a bank, but it's on your own family bank. So what you want to do, it amazes me, Lynda, how we've been programmed to pay off a house and dump a lot of money into paying off a house. When you pay off a house and you continue, some people are even making extra payments to pay it off. Think about this. Let's look at what we're really doing.
Okay.
If you're trying to pay off your house before you retire, you want to make extra payments. You making extra payments to pay off this brick and mortar, something that you can't get the money out. Once you put the money in there, hurry up and put more money and more money. If you want to get a loan, you can't take it out. You got to go, especially if you retire, you don't have a job. How you going to get it
It's
out?
hard to qualify. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to take a station break. We'll be right back after
Okay.
this station break, okay? Don't go away. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. Lynda V. Harris, vice president of the Henderson Financial Group, is also a financial planner. Phone lines wide open, 786-633-5927. 786-633-5927. So, Lynda, most of us have just been programmed, and we just do stuff because it's in our comfort zone, and we just conform. We just do what everybody else do. So when you think about, like a guy came in, he says that he's paying extra $4,000 a month because he's going to retire in 7 years and he want to have his mortgage paid off. And I said, well, you putting all this money, $4,000 a month for the next 7 years. I mean, it's almost $350,000. I mean, you that's a lot of money that you paying, and you putting it into a property that you're not going to be able to get the money out because you're going to be retired. How you going to qualify? Because you got to qualify in order to take money out of your house. You got to have good credit. You got to have a job. They want to know how you pay it back. See, I told him, I said, listen, you ought to be putting that $4,000 in your family bank. Because if you're going to come up with the same amount of money in the 7 years in your family bank, you might as well have it outside of your house. And if you want to pay it back, if you want to pay your house off in 7 years, you can take it you can borrow it from your own bank and still have the money in your family bank and then pay off the mortgage. You follow me? So you can use your money twice. He didn't get it, Lynda.
He didn't get it.
No, because listen, Lynda, you may not be aware of this, but most people don't think. The hardest thing for a human being to do is think. Most of us just conform. We do what everybody else do or say our neighbors do. That's what we do. It may sound, strange what I'm saying, but if you think about it, most people don't really think outside the box. That's why the majority of people aren't rich. That's why the majority of people are same rat rates. That's why. That's why. So all you got to do is look around and be honest with yourself. Be like the Matrix, and be like Neo and say, "Oh, something's wrong. There's got to be a better way." But most people are afraid to do. They just do what the rest of the cattle do, and they feel they're comfortable. And everybody else doing it, so I'm gonna do it. And that's
it's difficult to change generations of financial habits because we're, Big Mama tell us to pay off the house. Part of retirement in the same conversation, the same sentence is I got to pay off my house. It's very difficult. So I don't want to bash those people. It's just a hard job trying to convince them there's a better way because of just generations of being told the same thing over and over. And like you always say, just like the cell phone has improved and as recorders and cameras and internet, so has financial products. But people still do the same thing that Big Mama did in 1942.
And
It's amazing we accept the cell phone has evolved. You know what I mean? Everything has evolved. We got 100 different channels. But when it comes to money, all we know is banks and paying off a house and status quo.
that is
And I
so.
think that's the hardest thing that's one of the hardest part of our jobs.
Yeah, because you start asking people to think outside the box. See, I never wanted to be with everybody else. See, if you follow the crowd, you're gonna win. You're gonna wind up where the crowd is. You can't go no further than the crowd. If you, let me
Right.
say it again, if you follow what the crowd is doing, you can't go no further than where the crowd is at. Now, if you look at America, 95% of people are the same place. They got to work. They don't work. They don't have any. They don't have a lot of money saved. And then if you think about it, the crowd, 95%, if they do, well, at least 50% of them have 401ks. You've been told to have a 401k or IRA. They tell everybody to do that. But the wealthy don't do that. They don't have that. But the masses do. So when you follow, just think about it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You know there's got to be something wrong. If you
I think
follow,
it's fear. I think it's good old-fashioned fear. We had that
Fear?
client that asked us so many questions, and we decided not to take her as a client because she wasn't ready yet. She needs to educate herself. We're not in the business of convincing you.
But-
So I think it's good old-fashioned fear, Robert.
let's take Alex on the phone. He letting us know.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex, for letting us know that we on the air, because I don't know if people are afraid to get into this, but I think this is some good stuff to talk about. Alex, how you doing, brother? Alex, how you doing, brother?
Hello.
Hello, Alex.
Hello.
Al-
I think you lost me. Bye. I'm sorry.
No, I can't. I don't know. He couldn't hear us. Hey, Alex, you were saying hello, and we were saying hello, and you just hung up the phone. I don't know, Alex. Try calling again. The engineer here is pushing those buttons. I see red ones, and just try. Alex, try to call in. Again, try one time. We heard you, Alex. But Lynda, I think that you say it's fear. I don't think that it's fear. I think that it's just being complacent and conforming. I mean, do you think it's fear when everybody that's driving around 4:00 do 20 miles an hour on I-75, and then I had to work my way over to the speed lane, and once I worked my way over to the speed lane, and then I started doing 55 and 60 a mile up the road, there's no traffic, ain't nobody on the road because all them back there conforming and doing what the rest of the drivers doing, going 20 miles an hour because it's 5:00.
So it's a comfort zone and being complacent and
conforming,
Okay.
just doing what everybody else do. Alex, are you there yet?
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Alex. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. I guess I was lost somewhere in the ether.
That's where you were, brother. You was in the ether. We so glad you back from the ether.
Yes. I'm catching the tail end of the show, but I love the idea of empowering yourself financially, because that's what you have mentored me to do. And I think back to all your previous educational workshops and shows, and I think this is like a watershed moment, because to have your own, the mentality of having your own bank within your family, because a lot of family members they've tried within my own personal space to create like a fund where everybody, instead of paying out to institutions and empowering people that don't even have a vested interest in you, everybody get together, pool your funds, and put it into an instrument, and good thing that they've created this thing where everybody can self-insure your health, your lifestyle, your property. I think it's a great concept, and people are hard set with defaults, because the food has programming in it, the water has programming in it because of the molecules and the cells. And this sounds a little bit crazy and esoteric, but everything that you put inside of you, it could be either garbage in and garbage out, or wealth, richness in and richness out.
So, Alex, let me ask. Lynda call it fear. Do you call it fear or just conformity?
No, it's like a combo, because like we have these hard set programs in us, and whatever takes us out of, like you said, our comfort zone will cause us to get uncomfortable. And where we are most uncomfortable, as you have taught us in the past, is where we will find the most success. Be it in any art form, like playing the piano, it hurts your fingers. Playing the guitar, it hurts your fingers. Investing your money and saying, well, I don't really understand what this is at the moment, but they're telling me it's going to grow at 7% a year, compounded, and then multiply and snowball after that. But I don't really trust it because I've never seen that before, and it really scares me. So it paralyzes me, and it says I got to go back in my cave and kind of think about this. And by the time I go back into my cave, I'll consult with people who don't even know what they're talking about, and they'll put me back in default mode.
Well,
so that's
when a person say they've never heard of something or they never seen something, that's called discovery. When you never heard of something and you never seen it, and now it's before you, that's called discovery. You don't supposed to say no. I mean, I bet you if Jesus all of a sudden appeared, 99% of the people wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't.
Most people don't know what glory looks like and what redemption looks like. They have to go on the highway of redemption and the highway of glory to start to, with faith, get to those final destinations. And the same thing, the Harriet Tubman movie's out, and she's one of our mentors from back in the day. She had to put a gun in front of people and said, "You're not going back."
Right.
Because if you go back, it's both our death and your death. So sometimes people are so hard set and saying, "I don't know what that is. I'm so fearful," that they're paralyzed, or they want to go back to what's comfortable.
Well, Lynda always accused me of when I show people, when I show someone that there's a discovery, they didn't know about it or they never heard of that, and now they see it and they are skeptical or they don't want to go forward. Lynda has often accused me of not having a whole lot of time to spend with them, and that's not a criticism. I'll tell you, if I show you something and you see it, I can't make you believe it. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to explain to you that water is wet. I can't. If I put you in water and you feel it's wet and you still say you don't believe it, there's not a whole lot I can do for you. There's not a whole lot of time I need to spend with you.
The thing is that people don't understand that you're like at a whole nother level. And so they see, this black man sitting in a chair and says, well, he's not worth much because, we as African descendants, we have a low self-esteem perception of ourselves already. So to
not
see
me.
you, and I know not you.
Not me. I'm just in this uniform this time.
Exactly. But
I'm just in this black uniform. It's like my costume, brother.
It would have to be somebody else saying, this guy is the it, without the other two letters in front of it.
Well, you can't see me with your eyes. You got to see me with your heart and your soul, and you got to be discern. You got to have discernment, But listen, I got to go, man. We got 1 minute. They telling me got to go. Alex, it's 9:00, man. It's 1 minute to 9. We love you, brother.
I see you and I love you and I know you are the it.
Okay, got it.
All right, bye-bye.
We'll beam you up here. We'll beam you up in a little while. We got to go. Same time, same station. Lynda, thank you. Have a safe trip. Spell my name right. Put Junior on the end of it. We got to go. Don Daly and Rosie are coming up. Don't you touch that dial. We got more to go for you.